What's going on, Sports Wars? It's Jeremy coming to you with another video, and today we are going to highlight another all-time bad take by none other than Max Kellerman of ESPN, the person that spends all day, every day, having terrible takes. This one is up there with his Brady Cliff theory. This is beautiful. Max Kellerman, back in July, says there was a 0% chance of the NFL season finishing without a bubble. Sports journalists hate sports because they are no longer about sports. They're about activism. They're about social justice, and they truly hate the thing that they are supposed to be covering. Listen to what Max Kellerman has to say, and then we're going to go through some more nonsensical tweets about people accusing Tom Brady of white supremacy and accusing people of being racist if they support Tom Brady during Black History Month. This is where we are in 2021. This is absolute nonsense. Let's listen to Max Kellerman right now. Good Lord, this is awful.
There is no way, as Dr. Fauci said, by the way, and it shouldn't take a health expert to understand this. There is no way to complete a months-long season involving dozens of people on either team, including support staff, in close contact with each other, if you don't have some sort of a bubble in the absence of a vaccine and then scaled up to a vaccination. If that's not available and you don't have a bubble, the odds of completing your season are virtually zero. The odds of completing your season with a bubble, like the NBA, even if you do everything right and you have very little to go, just a postseason, the odds are not 100% or anywhere near there. There's still a good chance they won't be able to finish, but at least you can be cautiously optimistic that the NBA can actually get it done.
It's about fear. It's about buying into that fear, and it's about scaring the people that are not smart enough to do the slightest bit of research. That is what it's like being on the left and having TDS. That's all it is. These people are absolutely insane.
The NFL has not been serious about finishing their season. Not been serious. From anything they've said that I've heard, I thought, wow, that's someone who's serious about finishing a season. No, not at all. College football's in a dream world. It's just never going to happen. Major League Baseball, I will say this, and I'm
pretty sure college football kind of finished their season too, and they had a great run. But, you know, hey, they were in a dream world, according to Max Kellerman, because it's all about fear. It's about fear. It's about pushing that fear, and it's about pushing the narrative. You're not allowed to step outside of that narrative when you work for one of the big networks like Max does. Max is nothing more than a high-paid NPC.
Generally pro-labor. If the labor union, if the MLBPA was the problem here in terms of accepting bubble conditions, then it's likely they won't be paid on this season. Right? I mean, like, here's the thing that the NBA did so well, and they were at an advantage because their season was almost over. Adam Silver took a hard look. He realized everyone's going to take medicine right now they don't want to take. The players, you can't be around your family. You have to be in a bubble. You can't come and go as you please. There has to be strict testing, etc., or we can't do this. And even then, but if Major League Baseball players are like, no, we don't accept the bubble, guys, just to get the teams plus...
It's so hard to listen to this. I mean, it is so hard. These are the people that are pushing the narrative. There's people out there that eat this up, that think that the world is ending. And it's all because of people like Max Kellerman, who cannot stop crying about Donald Trump, even with Trump out of office.
The support staff in every city, it's 100 people. What do you think is going to happen? And football, Molly, as you mentioned, is a tackle sport, a full contact sport, and there's twice as many people as baseball. It's a joke. Like, they either baseball and especially football now, because they still have time, get serious right now. Come up with a couple different bubbles or some serious plans, and I'm telling you right now, 0% chance they will finish their season.
It is truly incredible that these people are paid to spew nonsense, but that's what they're paid to do. I mean, they're not paid to give you good information. They're not paid to give a good take. They're paid to spread misinformation, a false narrative, and then there are people out there that seem to think they're telling the truth that will just eat it up without doing any research whatsoever. Now we move on to the people that are accusing Tom Brady of white supremacy, and if you support him, and if you bring up the fact that he could be potentially the greatest athlete of all time during Black History Month, you are a racist, because of course you are, because of course you are, because that is the talking point by NPCs. We have this person here: watching the Super Bowl and seeing so many people in one place is making my heart race. The feels unsafe. And I guess I'm rooting for the team with a racist name over the team with a Trump-loving quarterback in a sport that hasn't apologized to Colin Kaepernick. The amount of nonsense in one tweet is truly astonishing. So you're scared because people are gathering, having a good time. You're upset because the Kansas City Chiefs name is a racist name. And you're offended because Tom Brady had a MAGA hat in his locker several years ago. And you're also offended because the NFL didn't apologize to Colin Kaepernick. My God, this is the ultimate NPC download right here. This chick has absolutely no original opinions of her own. Good Lord. Good Lord. Wow. Here's Brooklyn Dad. This dude has a severe case of TDS. Now, I love how he says this: I don't care how many rings Tom Brady has. He's a Trump supporter, so he'll always be a loser in my book. A loser with 7 rings. What does that even mean? What does that even mean? He's a loser in my book. A loser with 7 rings. What? And, of course, rooting for Tom Brady is basically supporting white supremacy, not reading replies. I love how they already put the victim narrative in there because they know they're going to get destroyed, so they put the victim narrative in there. Unbelievable. Now, Super Bowl ratings have crashed. Let's see. A day later, the Super Bowl ratings are in, and they are not great. CBS says the game drew just 96.4 million viewers, including out-of-home viewership, down from 113 million from last year. Streaming numbers were up, but ultimately, this is a matchup that should have transcended. It should have transcended. But because of all of the identity politics, because of all of the pandering to BLM and Antifa, because of all of the nonsense, leading off with Joe Biden getting booed out of the fucking building, all of that, and you have turned off fans, you had literally the best matchup you could have imagined. You couldn't have put it on paper any better. You had the legend Tom Brady going for his 7th ring in his first season in Tampa Bay, versus the defending Super Bowl MVP in Patrick Mahomes, the guy that is being built up as the next greatest of all time. Even though that's nonsense, you have your perfect matchup right there. And you lost ratings because you have drawn so many people away from this sport that so many people love, because you've pandered to people like this. 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 And that is where we are in 2021. And the NFL continues to go on a downward spiral. And they deserve everything they're getting. They deserve all of the negativity. They deserve it. The Super Bowl was almost unwatchable. I mean, it was truly astonishing how much nonsense they were pushing. Every commercial was pushing nonsense. The pregame was pushing nonsense. It was all about virtue signaling. That's it. That's all it was. It was unbelievable. But that's where we are. More L's from so many people in the industry that have a severe case of TDS, and people that have no interest whatsoever in football, yet getting involved in it just so they can play the victim and pull nonsense like this comment right here. You guys let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Thank you very much for checking out this video. Thank you for subscribing to Sports Wars. The channel's doing great. We're closing in on 100,000 subs. I don't know how long it's going to take us to get there, but the fact that we're even close is unbelievable. We are a part of geeksandgamers.com. That is our website. That is our other YouTube channel that we're connected to. And if you want, you can go create an account over there for free. You can join the forums. You can get into the discussion. And if you want to support us for $10 a month for premium membership, that helps us continue to build the brand. We're developing an app right now, and it gets you access to exclusive content that we provide for you. So thank you guys. Have a great day, and we will talk to you later.